Hello creators, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about the newly released Flux.2 Klein model. Black Forest Labs says in a blog post that it is their fastest image model so far. It can do both text-to-image generation and image editing. And the best part is that it can run on consumer hardware with as little as 13 GB of VRAM. I tested it out and it is great, but it can be tricky to use. A lot of people in the community say they keep getting anatomy mistakes. Things like a man with 3 legs, a woman with 3 hands, or someone with 6 fingers. In this video, I'll show you how to adjust a few settings to reduce those anatomy problems. I generated hundreds of images on Running Hub to find the best settings. You can download this workflow for free using the link in the video description. Along the way, you'll see how different samplers, different step counts, and different CFG values affect the result. This is not only about anatomy, it changes other parts of the image too. But before we get into settings, let's compare Flux.2 Klein with Z-Image Turbo. Just to be clear, for these comparison images, I used the FP8 version of the 9B Flux.2 Klein model. That file is 9.4 GB. And I used the BF16 version of the Z-Image Turbo model. That one is 12.3 GB. There are a lot of ways to compare these two models, but I'll focus on what stood out most in my tests. First, Flux.2 Klein follows prompts better than Z-Image Turbo. Let's look at this example. The left image is from Klein, and the right one is from Z-Image. In the prompt, I asked for the woman's fingers to hover just millimeters above a black queen. I also asked for the man's hand to wrap around her wrist. In my opinion, Flux.2 Klein shows that in the action more accurately. And if you look closely, you can also see that the image sometimes has anatomy issues too. Here's another example. In the prompt, I described the scene where she stands beside the wooden lattice window frame. I asked for soft, dappled sunlight coming through bamboo leaves outside. I also asked for those shadows to move across the warm, slightly uneven terracotta tile floor inside. In the image from Klein, you can clearly see the window frame on the left, the woman in the middle, and the sunlight with the terracotta floor on the right. That matches the prompt very well, but the image did not create that composition correctly. Another thing I noticed is the skin look. Flux.2 Klein often makes skin look more oily than the image. Take a look at these two images. Now let's zoom in on the faces. The older man's skin in the left image looks more plastic. But when you look at other textures, Klein can look more detailed. The sofa surface is sharper, and the sweater texture is also better. Let's see another example. Here, I think the skin generated by Z-Image looks more realistic. I also want to mention speed and variety. If you've used Flux.2 Klein, you'll probably notice it generates faster than Z-Image. It also gives more diversity in a batch. For example, these 8 images were generated in one batch with Flux.2 Klein, and they look quite different from each other. Now compare that to the images from Z-Image. They often have the same style and very similar faces. Even the composition can look almost the same. Okay, that's enough for the comparison. Now let's talk about how settings can reduce anatomy issues in Flux.2 Klein. According to the ConfUI blog post, there are 2 model types. There's a base model, which is optimized for fine-tuning and LoRa training. And there's a distilled model, which is mainly used for image generation. If you use the distilled model for image generation, the blog post suggests using 4 steps. In my tests, 4 steps are sometimes not enough. Let's look at an example in ConfUI. Here I'm using the FP8 version of the 9B model. The prompt is, a woman is sitting in a chair on a beach at sunset playing guitar. The sampler is Euler. The steps are set to 4. I generated 8 images in a batch. And here are the outputs. You can see that many of them have anatomy errors. Now let's change the prompt. we'll make the woman stand instead of sit. Let's run it again. Okay, the new images are done. Now the anatomy issues are reduced. I think that is because standing is an easier pose. It makes the model less likely to make mistakes. Now let's switch back to the sitting pose and increase the steps. When you compare this with the 4-step version, you can see that using more steps can reduce anatomy errors. I also tested more complicated poses. These include two people interacting with each other. For example, this man with 3 legs was generated with 4 steps. The hands also look wrong. But with 8 steps, the result is much better. Let's look at more examples like this. So overall, these tests show that increasing steps can help reduce anatomy errors. But that does not mean more steps always give better results. Sometimes it does the opposite. Here's an example. The left image was generated with 4 steps, and the bodies look correct. But when I generate the same thing with 8 steps, the man suddenly has an extra finger. Sometimes the sampler choice also matters. I tested the Flux.2 sampler and I found that it can reduce anatomy errors in some cases. Let's look at this example. These 3 images were generated with a Flux.2 sampler. They use 4 or 6 steps, and they use different CFG values. Before, the man had 3 legs and the hands were messy. With Flux.2, those problems are gone. Here are more output images using the Flux.2 sampler. Flux.2 is a special sampler. With Euler, each step uses 1 model call. But with Flux.2, each step uses 2 model calls. That means each step takes about twice as long as the Euler step, and that is why it can reduce anatomy errors with fewer steps compared to Euler. Now let's talk about CFG. I tested different CFG values and I found that sometimes pushing CFG value above 1 can fix finger problems. It can even fix some body problems. Here are 3 images generated with 8 steps, but with different CFG values. The first is CFG 1, the second is 1.2, the third is 1.5. Let's zoom in on the man's hand. With CFG 1, its middle and ring fingers are merged into one. With CFG 1.2, those 2 fingers separate correctly. But at CFG 1.5, finger errors show up again. Let's look at another example. This time, his index and middle fingers are stuck together. With CFG 1.2, his fingers become correct. But the woman's ring finger looks a bit incomplete. When I increase CFG to 1.5, both the man's hands and the woman's hands look correct. Increasing CFG can also remove extra fingers. Here's an example. With CFG 1 and 1.2, the man has extra fingers, but at CFG 1.5, the extra finger disappears. Alright, that's it for today's tutorial. If this video helped you, please consider subscribing. This video mainly focused on the image generation side of Flux.2 Klein. Next, I'll go deeper into its image editing features. Stay tuned.